Meanwhile, Yingluck has said that the occupation of Thailand's finance ministry by anti-government protesters could hurt investor confidence and undermine tourism. The current protests are the biggest demonstration since deadly political unrest in April-May 2010, when Thaksin's red-shirted supporters paralyzed Bangkok to try to remove a Democrat-led government. And now joining me live from Thailand is Mrs. Shovarat Yongjiranon, a reporter at National Multimedia Group KTTV. Thanks for joining us. Now, first of all, what's the latest development to the situation there in Bangkok?
Well, as you reported, the situation is that the pro- or anti-Thaksin movement has established themselves at the finance ministry, led by the former Democrat MP Suthep Thaugsuban, seizing the finance ministry, saying that they are aiming to cut the funds for the alleged Shinawatra or Thaksin Shinawatra power. Now, we don't know as to if tomorrow the civil workers will be going to work at the finance ministry, but as Kun Suthep said, tomorrow they will be spreading protests to other areas. And right now, the primary areas that have been seeing protests are the Ratchathani area, along with the red shirts, those who are for Kun Thaksin here at the Ratchamankara Kila Satan Stadium.
Now, could you talk a bit more about the reasons for the current protests? What are they?
Well, the reasons are quite simple, and it was rooted from the amnesty proposal that had been stated by the Pheu Thai-led government or coalition government, saying that the Senate should be a result of a democratic votes instead of the party list and the voting system that was seen earlier on. Basically, what they're saying is that they want the selection of senators to go back prior to the 2006 coup d'etat. So with this being denied by the Constitution Court earlier last week, the Pheu Thai party had said that they did not accept the Constitutional Court, and once that was said, it has stemmed more outright tension amongst the yellow shirts, or you could say basically the protesters right now against Kun Yingluck, because they are now saying that they will not accept the Yingluck administration.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've just told us about the reasons. Now, let's get back to demands of the protesters. Do you think they are realistic?
Well, the issue is I spoke to one of the main protest leaders and asked him what is really the demand for the protesters right now. And they really said they're not really demanding because they don't believe that there's any legitimacy in this government. And what they say is that they want to reform the country by forming a committee filled with academics, politicians, and technocrats. So I asked further, so does that mean that there will be another election? Well, they said that they want a reform of law. So is it realistic? That's really a question that a lot of people will have to wonder about, because we've never really seen this happen here in Thailand. Other than a coup d'etat, there's never really been a movement that it has come out and said that they will set up a committee to basically cancel out the government.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's your forecast? Will this current turmoil lead to the resignation of Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra? How possible is that?
It is a possibility, but to say that it could happen soon, that would be probably something in the air right now, especially since if you take a look at the business sector, they're still okay with the situation. Do remind yourself, I hope to remind the viewers or the listeners that in the past, in Thai history, we've had coup d'etats, we've had blood spilled on the streets. So what's happened right now hasn't been as violent as we've seen in the past. So we will have to see yet again as to if Yingluck will be taken from her seat. And if it does resort to that, then it will definitely be a change in the democracy or the government system here in Thailand.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks a lot for your observations. That was Mrs. Shovarat Yongjiranon, a reporter at KTTV, that's a National Multimedia Group.